The other thing, remember, he said was, he says so much.
Had I not thrown the punch, we would still be playing.
That's what you remember?
He fell on the sword.
Yeah, you know what I remember?
Go ahead.
Well, he said some things that maybe they would cross the line, and when you say that, anything can. He said that, too. He said that Poole said some stuff. I don't want to get back into Poole and Draymond, but that was the big.
Let me. You know what? You said something that kind of stuck with me, and I almost want to say you're not trying to be unfair, but if the Golden State Warriors rewarded for whatever reason Draymond Green that new contract, don't you think, like your thoughts that you're sharing with us, that they put all that through the funnel, and there was a greater good? There was more good on bringing Dre back than, if you're right, it wasn't too much. They ain't feeling it like that. No. Like you said, they made the best of two bad choices. No, they could have made another choice and said we severed the relationship.
Well, the bottom line, right? Because if he walks, they're done. Let's be honest. They couldn't let Draymond Green walk for nothing. They couldn't, because they knew they would be done at that point. So let me, Guru, what would you rather do? Not guarantee you're not winning any more championships, or keep a championship hope a little bit alive by bringing back a headache?
The latter.
Exactly.
But, man, that's stripping that down. Like, it's almost like there's nothing – you're saying there's nothing Dre's bringing to the table.
I didn't say that. Where did you get that? I just said,
you're saying the Warriors,
he walks for nothing,
let me tell you,
you're no longer a championship
But you sound
team.
like the Warriors and any team in this equation are being selfish because all they're thinking about is a championship or having a better chance at it, so they would deal with something.
Right.
I think they're dealing with a brother. They're dealing with somebody that's been here since the inception of his career, Steiny, and the good outweighs the bad.
Yeah.
I really mean that.
Well, that's great.
You're talking to a guy that criticized the trade.
Did it outweigh the bad last year?
No, it did not.
Okay, so why do you think it will this year?
Because things have happened, and Jordan Poole's not here.
Things have happened throughout his career, even when Jordan Poole was not here.
But nothing like this.
Oh, really?
Nothing like this.
Second title? He said he cost him a title last year?
Yeah.
Okay, that's 2 titles now then he cost him. I don't believe him, by the way. Yeah. I don't think he if he said I cost the Warriors a title last year, that's a nice thing to say, but I don't think they were going to win it anyway. But, Draymond Green he's going to be here for 4 more years.
And, again, I know the Niners won 30-7, but this is not just being sometimey. You look at what they got, their culture. Right now, it's where the Warriors were at when they were getting their rings. And I know the Niners have not gotten theirs, but Steiny, they just seem to be a perfect fit right now. And the Warriors, okay, you fell off last year in regard to the culture. We'll watch and see if you get it back, but it's so important. And that's why when you talk football or you talk about the Bay Area teams, the Niners right now they're exhibit A on what you want to be from a talent standpoint, and Trent Williams and Fred Warner telling you about Brock Purdy. Now you see John Lynch come out on the field, not for a game-clinching win in the playoffs, but just week 1 win because they're all on the same page.
They are on the same page, but it's easy to be on the same page when you don't have any adversity, and there hasn't been any adversity yet. But how about that? Here's the other thing I was thinking about the Warriors. So Mark Spears is reporting that Chris Paul's probably going to start.
Oh boy!
So I got to believe Looney. So here's my question to Warrior fans. So you have the one thing I've always heard, that one thing we heard consistently last year, and you brought it up a lot, and I didn't. It's tough to have an answer for it. When I was like, boy, I don't know that they can win a title anymore. They have the best 5-man unit. They still have the best 5-man unit.
Plus minus.
Yeah. It's so important. That 5-man unit is so important that they're not even going to use it as the starting lineup anymore.
That's a phenomenal point.
So think about
if it goes that way.
So think about this. That's the best 5-man unit, but you don't start the game with it or finish the game with it. Like, that's an incongruity.
And the question is, why are you doing that? To appease ego?
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't know. But we'll see. And do you take that? Let me ask you this. I'm not saying Spears. Okay. Do you believe Chris Paul will be in the starting lineup game 1 of the regular season?
I don't. And Steiny, this is no shade at CP3. It's just what the reasons you mentioned. If this is about winning another championship, and I've written down the lineups, how could you say, Kevon Looney, we need you to go to the bench so this ego can be, we can cater to this ego? Because that's what it would be. There's no way you're telling me a lineup of CP3 and you're going smaller, you had problems rebounding in the offs, is better than the one you would have if Looney were to start. I think that's getting off to a bad start.
Well, he's done it to Looney before. You know, he shuffles Looney in and out, and Looney pretty much responds no matter what.
Yeah, but that worked when Jordan Poole was kind of in a zone, and you were going to. We don't know if this is going to work.
Well,
that's like Steiny. They're going to be small. Are you going to end the game with this lineup too?
I think you have to.
Oh,
I think you have to end the game with you have to end the game with Paul, Curry, Clay.
If you don't
Wiggins
mention Looney,
Draymond,
oh my gosh,
Wiggins and Draymond. No, you know, Looney's not a great foul shooter.
He's a damn good rebounder,
right? But
in order to shoot the free throw, you got to get you got to have the ball.
I'm sure if I don't think Steve, and this is where maybe he's stubborn, but I don't think Steve Kerr would tell you rebounding's a huge problem for this team. Like, I don't think he worries about their rebounding when they go small. But that's just me. But I like it, and I'm being honest here. If you're in a close game with 3 minutes to go, how can you not have Chris Paul as one of your 5 guys? Right? I mean, he's got to be on the floor. He doesn't turn it over. He makes foul shots. Forget about starting. We can talk about that as the season goes along. But Curry and Chris Paul have to be playing together in a close game late, I would think. I think Clay's got to be on the floor late. Wiggins,
no doubt.
And Draymond Green. I think that's got to be their closing lineup. And you know, it's going to be up to Draymond and Wiggins to rebound and to defend bigger guys. But I think Chris Paul's got to play late in games. Here's the other thing. Let's say the Warriors win it this year, which would be unreal. They're not going to repeat. You know why?
Why would you say that? But go, why?
Because LeBron's recruiting everybody for the Olympics, and Curry's going to play in the Olympics next year, and I'll bet you Draymond plays, and I'll bet you even Clay plays. So they're going to win a title. Yeah. Then they're not going to have any time off.
Well, because then Warrior fans would love those problems. Let's win number 5.